All right, Florida State defensive coordinator Tony White. Tony, I want to start off with a recruiting question, actually, not about any of the guys that you're recruiting, but throughout your time, Nebraska, Syracuse, what are the attributes and kind of guys that you look for to fill out your defense? Because obviously it's multiple and it's going to be multiple here. So are you looking for guys that are more kind of hybrid athletes that can play multiple positions, lengthy? Just kind of what are you looking for when you're looking at them when you're evaluating?
Yeah, I mean, the things that we are looking for as a program, obviously you're looking for elite traits, explosiveness, length, speed. You're looking for those things first of all, and then obviously when you put on the game tape, you want to see the best football player on the field. You want to see a guy who performs when he's supposed to perform. You want to see those elite traits that the testing numbers show. You want to see those translate to the grass. So I think the combination of everybody, scouting, recruiting departments coming together, coaches watching the evals, looking at all those traits, seeing how that translates on the grass, and then getting them to know their profile and seeing if they're overachievers or underachievers.
Just coming into this program, being able to bring Coach Knighton with you, just how has that helped you kind of assimilate to the culture and the mainstay here, knowing that you can bring somebody like that with you and he's easy to work with?
Yeah, I mean, one is family, right? I mean, that when you know that you leave the room, that the things that he's saying are going to be echoed from the top down, from Coach Norvell to myself to the position coaches, so whenever you're working with family, that's important. Number two, his relationship with the players. I've seen that guy take a group of guys who were just a group of guys when you walked in to being brothers, and with the investment in time, with the way he teaches, with the way he builds relationships. You see that, and there's a reason why those guys play their butts off for him. So just being able to have that continuity, have like my family in the room, in the D-line room with such an important group, it's really important.
You and I were talking a little bit about Coach Malzahn earlier, just what he brings, the experience that he has and what he likes to do offensively. How does that help you kind of sculpt your vision of what you want this defense to be?
Yeah, you said it best, iron sharpens iron. And, you look at Coach Malzahn, and I totally had a different perspective on it. I thought that he was going to be, throw the ball around the park, all this kind of stuff. And just at his roots, at his core, he wants to run the ball. Like, he wants to be physical. He's preaching physicality and toughness. And I tell you what, whenever you got that on that side of the ball, again, it goes iron sharpens iron. It'll make us better. It'll make them better. And just being able to go against each other and see those things every single day, I think that mentality will play dividends in the end.
Getting Darrell Jackson back for another year is huge, not only for that position group, but just the defense as a whole. What have you seen from him the past few months since he decided to return? Is he approaching things with a little bit of extra motivation? Just what have you seen from him?
I tell you what, D-Jack is a great example of the culture in terms of you have a guy here who could have left. Had a high draft choice, had a high draft grade going in there, right? And he comes back and very easily could be a guy who takes a back seat, whatever, I'm going to be gone, I'm going to do my thing. And yet it's so far been completely opposite. He has done everything he's been asked to do, taken on more of a leadership role with those guys on defense and in the defensive line. Just a guy who you see as a program guy, and again, that's a testament to the culture around here and how much he wanted to be back playing for Coach Norvell, myself, for T. Knighton and his brothers in the locker room. So I'm looking forward to really, really big things from him.
What do you like about how competitive are you in practice?
How competitive
are you going to be with Gus every day of practice, every week? Is that something that kind of drives you, winning practice? Does that matter to you?
Oh yeah, we win today. So no matter what drill it is, we're going out there to win. Now, you're never going to compromise the process. And so there's certain things that I'm looking for where the advantages might be geared to the offense. Some drills, vice versa, might be geared to the defense. I care about the process being right, because I know that if the process is right, then the players, no matter what the situation is, they're gonna learn to find their way through those difficult situations. So, I want to win everything we do, but I want the process to be right for our players, for our staff, the way we watch meetings, the way we go about walkthroughs, the way we script, the way we attack individual drills, whatever it may be, our process better be right, because then that'll carry you through.
Coach, I know obviously you got a chance to evaluate these guys before you've taken the job, but now that you've seen tour of duty, now that you're getting ready for spring, just how do you evaluate this defensive unit overall?
Yeah, the athletic. I mean, secondary-wise, you got guys who have some length, some twitch, some speed, some explosion, good hips. I mean, really looking forward to that. The linebackers. I mean, you got a hodgepodge of guys in there. I mean, guys who are athletic, guys who are veteran, guys who know, really mental. You got some guys I'm interested to see those guys run around as a group. And then up front wise, same thing with the guys who are coming back, the transfers who we added to the class. I mean, you got a really athletic group, size, length, speed, explosion. So now it's on us to make sure that we use all those elite traits, put them together, make sure everybody sees things the same way, and then let them go out there and play and hold them to the standard. I mean, that's the thing is you can be all fast, you can be all jump high, you can be all strong, but if you don't understand what it looks like and you don't hold them to that picture, then you know you're not going to get the results you want. So we need to hold them to the standard.
How much of spring is going to be about just trying to figure out the right pieces that fit in the right places? How much makes you match? Is it
That's a great one, because that's exactly what spring ball is for. You know, I know everybody has this on the chalkboard, everybody has this starting position, but you're going to see through spring, we're going to put guys in different spots just to get a feel for what they can do. Number one, I don't know. You know, it's going to be my first time watching them live, go out there and play the ball, tackle, all that kind of stuff. So I may have a thought now, but then as you get through spring practice, this guy might be a really good corner, but then you move to safety, and now he's a first-round draft choice safety. You know what I mean, or vice versa on the D-line. A guy who's an interior guy, you move him outside, and now he adds a whole other element to his game. You know what I mean? So we're gonna move guys around just to get a feel for it, but that'll come with the coach's input. You know, that's why I value those guys in the position room, just being able to guide that and tell me and things I can't see. So it's gonna be a big deal this spring.
Do you have a timeline for when you want to stop doing that, or want everything to be kind of set in place, or is that always constant? How does that work?
Bama. I mean, whatever week one, whatever that date is, then we'll figure it out, because just through trial and error, I had a guy, we went into the season, preseason camp thinking, hey, this guy's going to be here. You get an injury, and now it shuffles the whole deck around the week before the game. You know what I mean? So the more we can mismatch, the more we can try guys at different positions, expose them to different things like that. Then you never know what the roster's going to look like, going into week one. So it'll be beneficial to us later on.
So on the updated roster, it looked like James Williams had added about 10 pounds or so.
Yeah.
For him, his maturation, not just physically, but what has to happen in the next steps in this game? I guess how big is that?
Yeah, it's great. I see him. I mean, he's actually got quads now. Before he looked like a wide receiver. If you covered his upper body, you just look at his legs, you thought he was a wide receiver. And so it was a joke. But now, I mean, he's developing. That's a testament to Jaden down in nutrition and Coach Storms down in the athletic performance sector. I mean, just to see him grow and develop, and then obviously his relationship with T. Knight. And the great thing about him is how much he's grown with the guys around him. I mean, he's having fun. He's loving where he's at. So to see that come out of him, it's a special deal. But now it's the next phase, and he knows it, and he wants to step up his game.
Have there been any leaders that have emerged, or can you even be a leader until Wednesday? Like you getting on the field, is that when you real leadership?
No, the unconquered groups that coaches put together and stuff. You're seeing guys stand out from the rest. I mean, Donnie is a guy who does everything right. I mean, you see Juice, he's up there and all the points and all that kind of stuff. I mean, Daniel Lyons has been up there a couple times, gotten recognized for the things he's doing on the field. As I said, D-Jack beforehand. I mean, you got different guys in different areas. I mean, Ed, Q, those guys, when they were doing tour of duties and stuff, you guys see them jump up to the front, and really a Conrad, even though he's been injured, he's been in tune. So you're seeing a maturation process from those guys, which is kind of cool. Like, you're seeing guys who are injured, guys who are performing high, some guys who were backups before, and they're all pushing forward to be in those leadership spots. So you got to give them a chance to do it, and this is their chance, and we'll see what happens.
How much is it You've watched all these guys on film. You've been here around them for 2 months. But how much can you really know about a football player until you see them in front of you playing football?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
we have the saying in the defense side of the ball, right? There's a chalkboard, and so that's all the running, the lifting, the testing, the profile, the unconquered. You have a chalkboard view of everybody, but then when you get on the grass, man, that really separates you from the chalkboard, you know. And so being able to see these guys and get around them on the grass, and I said this earlier, I think being able to see what their process is, you know what I mean? Like our responsibility, our privilege is to make sure that these guys, when they get on the grass, they're the biggest, strongest, fastest, but most confident version of themselves, right? And so it's our responsibility to make sure that they are confident. You know what I mean? Confident in their ability, confident in their knowledge, their techniques, and all that stuff. So that's what I'm interested to see is who's going to go in there, who's going to show up early, who's going to be rolling out there, who's going to get treatment after, who's going to get treatment before, you know, guys who in the meeting rooms who's staying late, that's what I want to see, because if we can make that, if we can get everybody to buy into that process of being great, then the X's and O's part will take care of themselves.